Hold up. Are y'all entertained yet? Because listen to this. The last 6 hours in this whole situation have been pure chaos. Some of you probably just woke up scrolling your phone like, wait, what in the world happened overnight? Don't worry though, I got you. Let's break it down real quick. So boom, late last night while most people were knocked out, 50 Cent jumped in the booth and dropped a brand new theme track tied to the Power universe. And yeah, he slid a direct shot at T.I and his family right inside the record. That's right, after all the back and forth talk, 50 finally answered one of his ops on wax. And if you haven't heard the clip yet, you might want to run that back because the internet's already dissecting every line. Now here's where it gets interesting. This song dropped roughly 12 hours after 50 announced he was thinking about producing a surviving T.I and Tiny style documentary about Tamika Tiny Harris and T.I. So immediately, people started connecting the dots and saying, okay, we see the angle now. The assumption is that 50 plans to revisit those past sexual assault allegations and use that narrative to damage the public image of the Harris family. And listen, that's exactly why some critics are pushing back hard. They're comparing it to the documentary project surrounding Sean Diddy Combs that blew up online last year. A lot of people are saying, bro, you're not doing this out of concern for the women. You're using their trauma as ammo in a personal feud. One comment floating around even said every story told in that type of project will come from revenge rather than empathy. Now hold up, that's definitely a serious criticism, but at the same time, some folks are asking another question. If the women involved know the context beforehand and still choose to participate in the documentary, can you really put all the blame on 50? That debate alone has the internet split right down the middle. Then things escalated even more when people caught the bar 50 threw on that Power theme track aimed straight at T.I.'s family. The moment fans heard it, the timeline exploded with reactions. And listen, yesterday I honestly thought this whole thing might cool down. I figured T.I and his sons might ease up on the situation for a minute because during recent interviews they were talking about the feud as it had already wrapped up. But girl, I was wrong. Dead wrong. Within the same hour that 50's track started circulating, T.I and his sons fired back with a diss record of their own responding to 50. At this point, you've got to admit, the Harris family might be the most ready for smoke crew in rap right now. These guys don't waste time. T.I jumped right back at 50 with a track titled Trauma Bond, basically telling him to drop whatever he wants while accusing him of exposing. Now hold up, let's talk about his son for a second. Y'all already know King Harris has that reputation as the wild card of the family, the one who jumps in defense mode instantly and never hesitates when it's time for smoke. The moment King heard that 50 Cent slid a diss toward his family, he basically said say less and went straight into action. No long speeches, no waiting around. He hit the studio, recorded a response, and dropped another diss record aimed right back at 50. King even mocked the track 50 dropped, saying there's nothing the rap veteran can do that they can't match. Then he told everyone to sit back and watch, because according to him, the Harris camp is about to cook something serious. The record he released is called Drop Top, and he says it will hit all streaming platforms soon. And listen, if you check the song's tone, King is definitely talking his talk again, keeping that same aggressive energy. One of the lines he throws out is a direct jab at 50, basically saying he raised his own son to be a real man, something he claims 50 can't say about himself.
Fuck you have a son just not to be there, that ain't P. You was made from 50 cents because your mama give it cheap. See you smiling, holding dicks, you can't say that Diddy a freak. But that nigga, he just wanted with black women, not with me. Raised my son to be a man, he cannot say the same as me. And I let y'all put up to the hood. This is Shiesty P. Natural diamonds in my fucking Cuban. Yeah, these bitches ski. What's up about Magic City Monday? Came for all the ops on Sunday. Nigga faking like he stand on business, but don't stand on nothing. I done caught out for my son, but nigga fuck.
So yeah, at this point, it's basically the same pattern we've been watching from the Harris camp over the last couple of weeks. The message from T.I. and his family is loud and clear. If you even whisper something about them, especially their mom, they're firing back fast. And when I say fast, I mean within 24 hours or less. They're making it clear they're not running out of diss tracks. They're not running out of responses. And whatever type of energy you bring to them, they're ready to match it bar for bar. But listen to this. Now that we've officially seen 50 Cent step into the booth and at least toss a jab at the Harris family, the big question is, what happens next? Are we about to see other members from G Unit start jumping into the battle too? Because you know how these situations go. Once one person fires, sometimes the whole crew starts moving. And no, I'm not just talking about the obvious names like Uncle Murda or Tony Yayo. Some artists have been closely linked to 50 over the last few years who could easily step in if they wanted to. Think about someone like DayBaby, who's had a pretty visible connection with 50 lately. On top of that, there are plenty of new
he could put in front of me and didn't care about how it affected him. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that I didn't help, that I done been a major part of what they got going on. But because what I got going on right now could potentially affect what they got going on. Right. I didn't.
They pick up the phone and call you, but they ain't doing it publicly.
I done went from the biggest asset they'd never had to a liability. Yeah, I see completely different people. You get what I'm saying? That was never the case with him, and he stood nothing to gain. He stood nothing to gain. A lot of these is people that gain from me directly. You get or have already gained from me. He stood nothing to gain. You know what I mean? The entire time, even to this.
Now listen, this might be the moment where people around him have to step up and prove where their loyalty really stands. Because despite what he says in interviews, I honestly think 50 Cent still enjoys getting back in rap mode when the situation calls for it. Whether he plans to go full diss track mode or just keep throwing little jabs here and there, that part is still up in the air. But hold up. With everything T.I. and his family have been saying lately, it definitely feels like they've pushed 50 far enough to wake that competitive side back up. And at this point, the tension between both sides is starting to look like a full-blown rap war. Now I want to hear from y'all. What do you think about the responses from T.I. and King Harris firing back at 50? Jump down in the comments and let me know your take on the whole situation. And if you enjoyed the breakdown, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tapped in for the next update.